GM, welcome back to the channel. Now in this one, just going to do a quick end of the week show here, just highlighting some of the important things that have dropped this week because it's been a really hectic one, very tiring indeed, emotions up, down, left, right. And it's Friday now and we find ourselves at about 106K on BTC. So this is the CME futures chart you can see on screen here. And I was listening to Crown this morning suggesting, look, if Bitcoin can close around 105 or more, it's really putting in those steps. He's saying that this kind of closure, especially if we close, say, here tonight, it looks like Bitcoin is going to make the move, which obviously you can see there's not many candles above this kind of area that we've closed previously, and this is all-time high territory. So it looks like Bitcoin could be in for the expansion phase here. So 105 was his kind of line in the sand, and we're at 106 right now. Obviously, things can change on a dime, but it does seem like maybe there's some headline risk to the upside. But, you know, it's hard to tell when we have a lot of positive news coming out on a regular basis. So in this clip, we have the crypto and AI czar, David Sachs, talking about Trump token and also the kind of positioning of crypto in the US. So I thought this was an interesting one that dropped. We're seeing a lot of headlines come out, but it's always best to just see these things come straight from the horse's mouth. There's been a bit of, what are the actual words being selected? What's actually being posted on crypto Twitter? I mean, some of the accounts like Walter Bloomberg and DB and stuff, they've been tweeting some weird stuff recently that has moved markets. When you dig in, it hasn't always been there. So straight from the horse's mouth, this is where we're going to get it here. Let's just pick up on this clip.
I want to get your take on the Trump coin, which started right before he took office. Are you concerned about a conflict of interest there?
I don't think so. I think the Trump coin is a collectible. Like I mentioned, there's different categories of digital assets. That's a collectible. It's like a baseball card or a stamp. People buy it because they want to commemorate something. So this is just my personal opinion. I'm not a regulator, but my personal opinion is that it's totally fine.
So possibly we'll see some regulation come in around what meme coins are. Maybe this would apply to NFTs as well, them being collectibles, and maybe that would have different tax implications. So this was quite interesting to hear. And obviously when it would benefit Trump if maybe there were lower or no taxes on the Trump token, put 2 and 2 together and come up with 5. But we'll continue listening, but that was very interesting.
So this executive order bans agencies from developing a central bank digital currency. Why is that?
Well, CBDCs are a real threat to freedom and liberty. What you're talking about there is moving to a central bank digital currency that would be run out of Washington by the Fed and would basically gradually replace cash and catalog everybody's transactions. And it could lead to new laws and dictates about how people spend their money. So I think people are very concerned that that could be an Orwellian path to go down. No one wants to go down that path. And I think we can create stable coins, basically digital dollars, without doing that. So the executive order is really clear. We want to create a regulatory framework for stable coins, but we don't want to go down the path of CBDCs.
So this one's a good one in terms of the, as they say, Orwellian future of having CBDCs and having your every move tracked, being told what you can and can't buy with your own funds, because in a cashless society, if we do just have CBDCs, it can go south very quick. Also to note, if you go and watch this clip where he does sign the executive order, does Trump, and he talks to Sachs off camera, just to his right over there, he says, we're about to make a lot of people very rich, which was quite interesting, probably hinting at the crypto reserve potential. And if they do start buying altcoins, obviously this is going to go haywire, the market overall. There's a little bit more left of this one. Let's just listen in once more.
But a digital currency for a government could be competition to Bitcoin. Did that play into that decision?
Well, I mean, any government can create a stable coin. So, but I think the U.S. Dollar is already the world's reserve currency. So I'm not really worried about competition there. I just want to extend, or I believe that what we should be doing is extending the dollar's dominance into digital areas, extend it online. And I think that could actually create trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries. It could be really useful to us in basically supporting our debt and also bringing down long-term interest rates.
So that was very interesting. We're also seeing this come in a load of news today. There's been stuff coming out of the ECB. Let me just find the exact one. Eurozone banks need a digital euro to respond to US President Donald Trump's push to promote stable coins. So it sounds like the EU may bring out a stablecoin euro, which is very interesting, seeing as the ECB publicly flooded the bottom of Bitcoin at like 16K. And now seemingly are on side with a cryptographic token a digital euro. So you can't really make these stories up. Other things going on here: MicroStrategy redeem over $1 billion of convertible notes, so more buying coming. You got the Fink 500k push, where he was saying Bitcoin can go to 5, 6, 700k in Davos just yesterday. And there's maybe some easing of war tensions, Ukraine versus Russia here, with quite a few statements coming from Vladimir Putin, suggesting that if Trump was in power, this thing would never have happened, and pretty much that they're open to maybe sitting down and having conversations. As you can see just at the top here, Russians Putin, we are ready for talks on Ukraine, and we are open for working with Trump. So very interesting stuff. This video, we'll just listen to this. This is Ross Ulbricht, who was the creator of Silk Road. Obviously, he's done like 11 years in jail and has now been released due to Trump coming through with a promise. So listen to this very moving statement here.
Last night, Donald Trump granted me a full pardon. I was doing life without parole, and I was locked up for more than 11 years. But he let me out. I'm a free man now. So let it be known that Donald Trump is a man of his word. Thank you so much, President Trump, for giving me this amazing blessing. I'm so grateful to have my life back, to have my future back, to have this second chance. This is such an important moment for me and for my whole family. It's an important moment for everybody who's been working for this for years. This is a victory, and it's your victory too. And this is an important moment for everybody, everywhere, who loves freedom and who cares about second chances. So it feels amazing to be free, to say the least. It's overwhelming, and for the next however long we need, I'm going to be with my family so that we can reunite and be whole again and heal. But there's a lot to talk about, and I look forward to re-engaging with the free world. And so once I'm feeling up to it, we'll talk again.
So Ross Ulbricht will be on the podcast circuit and letting everyone know the whole scenario, how he's dealt with his situation and what this means for him, obviously being freed after 11 years, double life sentence plus 40 years, no parole, like he was literally a dead man, but he's been released by Trump, full pardon. And this just plays into the positive sentiment around crypto, someone who kind of showcased Bitcoin's main first use case for good or for bad. But this is positive stuff in terms of crypto in the limelight, and obviously Trump pulling through with promises as well. And then this came through last night as well. So Michael Saylor's famously, there's a clip in here, I don't know if we'll play this one, but where he was on the Spaces, I think it was in 2022, and saying there were three catalysts for Bitcoin to 5 mil price target. And they were spot ETFs, fair value accounting, and banks to custody Bitcoin via a SAB121 repeal. So that law, SAB121. And yesterday, we had that repeal come through. So very, very interesting indeed. Sachs and members of the Trump transition team have been working closely with crypto leaders to finalize legislative strategy. Trump is expected to issue executive orders on the first day of his presidency that may address issues including debanking and the repeal of controversial crypto accounting policy requiring banks to hold digital assets to count them as liabilities on their own balance sheets. And so it came out, SEC officially rescinds SAB121 there. So very, very interesting stuff. A lot of things coming to fruition here this week. If you want to see a full breakdown of all the week's kind of happenings here, myself, Jerry, Mike, and Alex sat down on the Blockmates podcast just earlier, having a good old chinwag. So do check that out. Blockmates.com, Blockmates on YouTube, on Twitter, all of those good places. But that's pretty much it. We'll leave things off here. Bitcoin on the CME 106.3. I hope you all have a great weekend. Try not to look at the charts too much. Hopefully up only very soon. Peace.